Big up all who check in. Remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Now this scandal with the Prime Minister, I don't know. But it seems like this is a major hurdle for his political career. Real opposition are called for resignation. Them not call for an explanation. Them no want answers to what go on. Them must say, "My step down, I must step down." I call an election now. Tell me what you think. Do you think the Prime Minister should step aside? I call an election now. Me, I couldn't hear people say they will continue reason. Look and listen.
Clearly, according to the Integrity Commission, the Prime Minister has made false declaration. That's the first thing. Now, if you make a false declaration, that is something to be prosecuted. Yeah. However, what I'm hearing here is that what is being said here by the Director of Corruption Prosecution, Ms. Prince Kamika, she has declined to charge the PM on the basis that it would be a challenge to establish that the omission of the 4 bank accounts linked to his father, mother, and a former constituency office worker that his name is also on was intentional. All right. When we break the law, intentional or otherwise, do we get off the hook? So you run a red light unintentionally and you go to court and say it was unintentional. Does that qualifies you not to pay the fine or go to jail? I don't think so. So if the Prime Minister failed to declare his assets and it was unintentional for him to do so, let him defend it in court. Let us have the prosecution go forward and let the prosecutor present what evidence they have and the defendant present what he has. But at the end of the day, I don't think the matter is whether it's intentional or unintentional. It is about whether he broke the law or not. The Prime Minister has been very heavy-handed against anyone who he thinks has broken any law that he wants to take up. He didn't say whether the person who broke the law did so intentional or not. He didn't provide any escape route. He just said them broke the law and then bring down a heavy hand on them. So if the Prime Minister made false statements in his declaration, then they're false. And it should be prosecuted. Now this makes the Integrity Commission looks really weak. If you're going to create this amount of hysteria in our society and talk about illicit enrichment by 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 8, however many persons, I think it's best that you keep these things quiet until you are ready to reveal them, and then you do so with the utmost of completeness in your work.
Now, do you believe that if the people are calling for an early election, the Prime Minister should listen to the people? And do you believe the people are asking for the Prime Minister to step aside? He should listen to the people. Now, thus far, we hear members of Parliament who are part of his party saying that they are still in support of the Prime Minister against the other half of Parliament, which is the opposition, is saying that they want the Prime Minister to step down or at the very least call an early election. Now the reason why they probably add call an early election or call an election no to that request is because more than likely they knew the Prime Minister will not be resigning. No, the Prime Minister will not be signing any resignation letter based upon how we see him handle the situation. No. But do you think that even though the Prime Minister decide like film direction him go with is that he's saying that he's innocent of these accusations being brought against him, and he's saying that they are just merely accusations being made by the opposition. The opposition say no. Them have the finding, them have the facts, them have the evidence. And they must say the Integrity Commission has that evidence and them get it from. Me I wonder why though the Integrity Commission not forward out and tell me what they might tell me. Is it that the opposition is saying what the Integrity Commission plan to say, but they must say it early? Or is it that the opposition is just using this scenario to paint a narrative? Well, of course, supporters of the Prime Minister believe that. They believe the Prime Minister is innocent. And if the Integrity Commission never say what the opposition say, then how can the people believe? Well, the thing is, perception. The fact that for years now, people have been saying this. Say elected officials. Alright, now I'll put it that way. People both locally and overseas believe that the Jamaican island is wealthy in resources and everything else. Them believe say a leadership and lack of good leadership why Jamaica now do better than how it is doing right now. And I think that's something where even elected officials agree with. The opposition agree with that because the opposition believes it's because the government now is not fit to lead while Jamaica is not doing better. So them believe that. The government in power now also believe that because them believe say it's because for 18 years before them, the opposition was then the government rule the country and they were not fit to lead. And that's why the country now the better. So the people and the state agree on one point that lack of good leadership are the reason why the country is not doing as better or as best as it could be doing. Tell me if you agree with that. Now, on the other hand, the same question is, who is the better leadership? That's the question now. Because as I say, the perception is, the people believe that elected officials for far too long have been the ones getting the wealth of the country. Why they believe this? I can't tell you one specific thing. Even growing up out here in the Jamaican island, there was something over here. People that normally have no proof of it, are just a theory with them having in their minds, a speculation. So that's why I never hear them definitely accuse no specific elected official of doing that. Unless a people when they know him I say them thing there. But other than that, people have always just said, yeah man, those at the top are them I get the most of the money. Those big guys at the top. And they make all the money. And the smaller man them, they really make the money. The common theory. Now if you see the opposition are fouled out and I say what they must say right now. Of course that add to the people who may secede. We did always hear say I them have the whole of the money. How them get it, we don't know. But I them have it. And the people don't feel like it is being shared with them. Tell the truth. It's surprising, say, even at the tourist capitals, the Westmoreland, the St. James, crime and violence has been allowed to get out of hand. All them can do are create curfew and zozo, which would not help. The detectives now up there actually follow leads, gain evidence and put criminals behind the bars. Not saying there are no detectives there, but them not have enough. Them simply not have enough. You still have places like tourism capital, you know how much billion tourism generate. And some of them places are on a good road. The road them not wide enough. Some of them places people start talk about the electricity. And the lack of it. Tell me what you think. Are the resources of the country being managed the right way? And who are going to manage them the right way? As I say, the government that say 18 years the opposition in power. The opposition say, yo, since the government going in power, things are better. So they must say, yo, the promises when they make to the people, they don't fulfill them. And the opposition believes that because they can't fulfill them. The government is saying that the promises that the opposition is making are empty. And they will also never be able to fulfill them. But tell me what you think. Because the people must say, this scandal will take place to the Prime Minister might affect the minds or play a role in how voters vote. for either party when an election is called. Some people say the smart move to call the election so far that this is out of the people's mind. So maybe that's the Prime Minister's plan or the government's plan overall. Make the elections so far that people forget about this. And by election time, a different thing again. You know what I mean? People have voted for different reasons. But talk to me in the comment section and tell me what you think. If you're new to the channel as a pass through, click the subscribe icon and then the bell icon. And of course, put it on all. And this is how you know will be notified of all fresh content as soon as fresh content is uploaded and made available for you right here upon the platform. The like icon is also in close proximity to the share icon. Drop a like and bust a share. And tell a friend, tell them, sister and them, brother them, for check out the channel, check out the reason, and also join the discussion. And until the reason again, my sentiments for you and yours are for to live, love, and prosper, and for to stay tuned.